Hello, welcome to Oceanic Oracle. My name is Ari and today I'm going to be doing a book unhaul for you all, I guess. So, I have been going through my shelves. I don't know if you can really tell because they're still pretty full, but I have been going through my shelves down here, which you can sort of see, and my shelves up above, as well as some stuff on my classics shelf. But I've been going through my shelves and just taking books that either I've read, I'm not going to reread, or I'm not interested in anymore. I'm donating all these books to the Salvation Army here in Hong Kong because that's the place you go to donate books. They'll actually resell them, which is good because it gives them a profit because they're a charity shop. And yeah, it's just what I want to do with my books. I have two bags full. You can't really see, but I have two bags full down here. And I thought I would just go through them, tell you why I'm getting rid of them. So without further ado, let's get started. First book in the bag that I have is Educated by Tara Westover. I read this in October, I think last year. October last year. I enjoyed it. I don't think I'm going to reread it. It's really hard-hitting non-fiction. If you're interested in sort of learning about cult mindsets, it's about a family who believes in the end of days, them being taken out of society basically. It was a really interesting read and it was really emotional. I don't think I'm going to reread it because I don't tend to reread non-fictions unless they're textbooks and stuff. So I think someone else will get something out of this and I'm just not going to reread it, so I might as well clear some space on my shelves. I have the Shadowhunters Codex. Now, I read this when I was in my teens. I think someone else will have a lot of joy getting this, and I definitely know that Shadowhunters is still really popular, but I just don't see the point in me having the Codex anymore because I'm not going to read it. There's no point. I might as well clear some space on my shelves. The next books that I am giving away is actually my whole it's the Mortal Instruments and the 3 books after that. I'm getting rid of them. I have them on my Kindle. I don't need physical copies. I'm not going to annotate them, and I know that again, they're very popular and I think that some kids will actually really enjoy them. I don't see the point keeping them on my shelves because if I'm going to reread them, I'm going to read them on my Kindle because it's easier for me. But yeah, there's not much point me having them on my shelves and taking up that much space. I just want more room on my shelves. So all of these, I do own electronic copies on my Kindle. So there's just no point me having them on my shelves right now. I'm sure lots of people will want these and I just don't want them on my shelves. I might as well just because I have them on my Kindle, what's the point? That's basically the rest of the books in this bag. You can sort of see it's packed to the brim, and that's all the Shadowhunter books in there. So there we go, that's one bag. Now onto the sort of more interesting bag, I guess, of stuff that I'm getting rid of. So first is a classic, Crime and Punishment. I picked this up thinking I was going to read it. I'm just not interested in it anymore, and I'm sure that this is a beautiful classics edition. They've got the pages are all really thin, and I'm sure someone will actually want to read it who wants to read Russian literature. I mean, I have Anna Karenina here and I still have to read that, so I think before I buy any more Russian classics, I'm going to try and get through Anna Karenina first. But yeah, I might as well give this away and hopefully someone else will enjoy it. I'll do the other 2 classics. The first one I have on here is Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. Again, another thing that I have on my Kindle. I have all of Virginia Woolf's works on my Kindle, so I don't need the physical copy because it's easier for me to read it on the Kindle, and I doubt I'm going to annotate it. So there we go. That's being given away. The Great Gatsby. I know lots of schools use this for as one of their classics books in their curriculums. I read it. I'm not going to reread it. I enjoyed it, but I'm not going to pick it up again. It's not the best classic I've read. Let's just say that. I prefer other ones, but there we go. Another one I'm getting rid of, the Satyricon. So this is a Roman classic. They're a set of short stories, basically. They're quite funny. I read it. I'm not going to reread it, so I might as well give this to someone else. Maybe it'll spark someone else's love of Roman literature, maybe inspire them to take up the classics. I've read it, I'm not going to reread it. What's the point in keeping it? The next book that I have in here is The Midnight Library by Matt Haig. Again, this is a really popular adult fiction book. I read it, I'm not going to reread it. Like, most of these are just books I'm not going to reread. So, like, I've read this, I'm not going to pick it up again. This is about a woman called Nora. She's on the brink of unaliving herself, let's put it that way. Unaliving herself. She wishes that she like made different choices in her life, and at midnight on the day that she dies or is going to die, she gets whisked off to this midnight library where she can go out and explore the influences of other changes that could have happened in her life based on her choices. This was really interesting. I enjoyed it while I read it, but I'm not going to reread it. I just, once I've read sort of like literary fictions as well, I tend not to pick them up again. So nice book. I'm sure lots of people would want to pick it up and will want to read it, so might as well pop it in and give it away. The next two books that I am giving away are the Cornish Cream Tea Bus and the Cornish Cream Tea Summer. They're just fun adult romances set in Cornwall about this bus that gets redesigned to be a like Cornish cream tea bus. It's fun. I'm just not going to reread them. Like, there are certain romances that I will reread. They're the ones that you can sort of see here, but these ones, I enjoyed them at the time. I loved, like, the characters were all really enjoyable. They were all really nice, but not like, they didn't really stand out. So I try to, the way that I justify this sort of thing is like keeping the books that I think like stand out to me in regards of just like characters development. I'm a character driven reader. I enjoyed these at the time. I'm not going to pick them up again. Like, they were fun, but I'm not going to reread them, so what's the point in keeping them on my shelves? The last two books that I have are both YA. They're both books that I'm not going to be rereading. The first one is Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry. I really enjoyed this book. This was a really good book about like teenagers and sort of like the impacts of bullying as well as blackmail that can happen when you're a teenager. The writing was great. I loved the characters in here. I think it gives you an insight on sort of like ways that kids can like blackmail each other. This is a YA book and I think lots of people would get quite a lot out of this book. I'm just not going to reread it, and I think lots of like kids would actually get quite a bit out of this. So while I really enjoy this book, I think it's a great story and I think it deserves to be given to other people. So there we go. Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry is going in my giveaway pile. And last but not least, I have The Girls I've Been by Tess Sharp. This book was one of my favorite sort of like YA thrillers. It's about a girl whose mother was a con artist, and she grew up in this sort of like con artist life, and it's about her getting out of it and like getting used to normal life again. While that's happening, because that's one plot line, you have another plot line which is set in the present, where Nora, that's her name, like in this book that's her name, Nora goes to the bank with her girlfriend and she meets up with her ex-boyfriend. They all go in to deposit some money, I believe, and then a bank heist happens while she's there. So she uses the skills that she has gained throughout her childhood in order to help everyone sort of escape and get out of the situation alive. This is a really good book. I think I gave it 4 stars. It's a thriller. I'm not going to be rereading it because like I just don't really reread thrillers very much unless the writing really captivates me. I don't get as much enjoyment going back and looking and seeing how things have gone because I know how it's going to go. So this was good, this was great, and if you like I'm sure there's someone out there who loves YA thrillers who will love this book, so I'm more than happy to donate it and to give someone a nice reading experience. So I enjoyed it, so someone else can enjoy it as well. And that is all that I have in my bags, which is good. Oh my goodness. Even though I've gone through my shelves, I'm sure there'll be more opportunities for me to go through them and give books away. I'm hoping that someone really enjoys the books. I know, like, charity shops are a great thing, and I'm so glad that I can donate books that I'm not going to be picking up anymore and giving them to people who actually, like, who will want to pick them up. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe if you want more bookish content. My social media links are in the description, so please follow me on those if you're interested in seeing, like, what I post. I guess I should actually get on and get better at posting stuff on my social media. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, depending on when you're watching this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.